Hey friendos, what's up? Let's dive straight in. Oh yeah, OG Doctor Strange. There we have Silk coming in hot to the game. Spider-Man Homecoming. Hey yo, it's Robbie Reyes, remember him? Of course you don't. Then we got Thor Ragnarok. Oh, smash it up. Side by side. Bum. Sex and so cool. We stood our ground. Hot against the dreams of the Atlas. Against all odds. Bishop. Yeah, it's probably the best way to ever looked. Never picked up on that. For so many years. Warriors in the boot. I forgot about that too. Yo, now we're getting into the tier 3 seasons. Remember all of these? So as you can see, we are going back and doing a full retrospective on all of the awesome tier 3 sneak peeks. Update videos that we've had in the past, all smashed together in the 7-year anniversary video, and it looks amazing. The ghost race. Everything that's happening on the screen is in the time of the music. It just has to be how they really show you just how much it does. I'm passionate about this game. I love and care about this game. I don't think anything could. This is sick. Absolutely amazing. I've already watched this like a bunch of songs already this morning. It's got me damn hyped, man. This is like look back on the last 7 years of MFF, and also a look back over the MCU, really, considering the nuts. Oh, I don't know if that was a little sneak peek there with War. Is that a legendary battle we can see coming? I don't know. It could be. It could well be. Yes, you can see it's early in the morning here. Well, for me it is anyway. And so, yeah. Let's break into it because there is a lot to get through today. Obviously today is the anniversary, the 7th year anniversary officially, and so a whole bunch of event notices have dropped. So without further ado, let's lob on the old MFF music. Ooh, sorry for blasting out your eardrums there. And let's break down all of the event announcements that we were given today by the CM team. Unfortunately, well, I don't know about unfortunately, but there is a more serious topic that has to be broached. I'm not sure if anyone else is going to touch on it or not, but I feel that we should really. Before we get into the fun and games, we did have that hype video, so let's just quickly touch on this about the Russian Play Store and App Store. It's not a nice topic, but it has to be brought up. Unfortunately, because Google Store and Apple Store are both American owned, because of the current situation with the war in Ukraine, the Google Store and the Apple Store have both said no more purchases. You can see a lot of people are unhappy, and I get that. I get that, you know, normal players shouldn't be punished for what, you know, governments are doing, basically. But unfortunately these sanctions are way above all of us, and they're for more serious matters. So yeah, unfortunately, look at it on this way. If a war happening and the worst that it affects you is because you can't make purchases on a mobile video game, you're pretty lucky. So anyway, let's not dwell on that. Today's a hype day, let's get on with the more exciting things, or the 7-year anniversary events, check-ins, sales. Everything is going on today. So without further ado, let's get those hype energy levels back and let's dive straight into it. So yeah, we just saw that awesome 7-year anniversary video, and you can see that there is just a sneaky little hidden message in that video as well. You can go back and watch and you can see that hidden message in there. I mean, obviously I wouldn't dare recommend that, you know, we have a sneak look at anyone else's answers already to get that message quickly. Although, to be fair, if you watch that video a bunch of times like I do, I still didn't see it. But you can get 77 CCF, which is a pretty nice little extra reward. So yeah, that's pretty hype. Oh, it looks like a couple of people have already answered. We love you fans. Well, we love you devs too. This is a fantastic video, so let's just give that the old thumbs up. And if you didn't catch the message, well, now you did. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's get on with the actual check-in, login events, and then we can look at all the different sales, because obviously there are a bunch of sales, there are a bunch of events. So let's go into the main notice where we break down most of what's going on. So most importantly, first of all, yes, the all uniform discount is a go. I know a lot of people, everyone waits for it, especially the free to play community. It's either 2 times a year that we get it, anniversary and Black Friday, so it is back again. So after reset today, we will all get our pre-registration events, those of us who did pre-register. Then we get the tier 3 selector, then we have a 7-day check-in, starting with the 7-year anniversary comic card. So it's not a premium card, but it is still a card that's free, which is always nice. And then you can see we also get a token event, where if you do certain events you get certain rewards. So it's kind of like your normal standard post update token event, but as well as getting the tokens, you can see if you clear everything on the board for doing all the events, as well as getting things for each letter, for completing 7th anniversary, you get a mega mythic uniform ticket, which is awesome, especially with 50% off. So even if you've got a premium character and you can't get their bios, snag that and Bob's your uncle. Amazing. Then we have a big crystal reduction. We have a 7th year anniversary token shop token. We'll come back to that. That's going to prove important later. 50% off all world bosses. So if you're struggling to unlock the World Boss Legends, or you're struggling to, you know, get through ranking up Cable, Scarlet Witch, etc., you can do it that way. Then we have a crafting event where we can craft Titan records, which is huge, absolutely huge. Okay, you might not be able to craft like as many as you want, but the fact that we can still craft them as opposed to just, you know, getting them as random drops or paying for them is amazing. So that's fantastic news. And then you can see we can craft an anniversary chest, costs 100,000 gold, and even if you only get gold back, you're guaranteed to get at least your own gold back and an extra 50,000. So that's amazing. We have 50% off artifact equip, which is a shame it's not CTPs, but there we go. And then we have an anniversary coupon, MFF 7th Go. That's only after reset today, so depending on your time zone, once today's daily reset has been and gone, we can get another reward. I'm not quite sure what that is, but we shall wait and see. But we shall give that some hearty eyes, because it's pretty awesome. So let's have a look at the other event, shall we? You can see we have a secret shop. So we've looked at the things for everyone. Now let's have a look at the stuff for those, I won't say more discerning, but those of us who are going to be spending a lot of crystals in this event. You know, everything can't all be for beginners and new players. It's nice to see that there is something for everyone. And for those who are going to spend their money in the game with crystals, then it's nice to have a suitable reward for that. So you can see we have the old bingo card, and again we know by now you get different rewards will pop up and can refresh. You buy those rewards, as such you get random bingo numbers given to you to mark off the board. So you can see the items here and how much they cost. It looks like the cost of some of the items has gone up a little bit. Correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like some of them have, some of them seem to have stayed the same. And then obviously have the cheaper items down the bottom, which you can only get a limited amount of, the CCP reforging and card crafting cubes. But it's all for the rewards, basically. I don't think anyone's buying it for the actual items themselves, though they are nice. It's spending crystals to get the rewards. And whilst the line rewards are okay, it's the steps. It's the step rewards that everyone's after. CTP Selector, Mighty CTP, and a Brilliant CTP Selectors, along with a 5 and 6 star Artifact Selectors. That's the spicy stuff. That's the stuff that everyone's going to be going for. So if you haven't done one of these already and this is your first time, it's a good time to get into it, because the rewards weren't always as good necessarily. And then you can see in terms of actually spending crystals to get other things. I don't want to say it's a bad relay. There is some merit to this relay, but if you are pushing for tier 3 to get a character to tier 3, I mean, for a start, the amount of Titan component packs and Essence of Dimension that you need is going to be a lot more than this is giving you. I really think they undervalue gold as well. I think that could be 10 million gold, but that's just me. But if you're spending that much in crystals to get a character to tier 3, I think you might be better off just going with the tier 3 selector, because there is a tier 3 and transcended character selectors for money, yes, for real money, not for crystals. But if you're spending money on crystals, then you might as well spend money just to get the character. That's my thought. So you can see we have an 8-week check-in event. We have 300 crystals and Wong by the end of week 2. So if you're thinking of getting his uniform but you don't have him built up, then now might be a good time to get the uniform anyway whilst it's on discount, and you know that you're getting Wong in a couple of weeks anyway. We have a 6-star selector for week 3, 300 more crystals and America Chavez for week 4. So again, if you want to get her uniform. Week 5, another selector. Week 6 we have another 300 crystals plus Ancient One. Week 7 we have Caecilius. And then week 8 we have a final 300. So 1200 crystals over the next 8 weeks. And the tier 2 advancement ticket. Interestingly, that they've chosen to throw in 2 6-star character selectors, but there's no Baron Mordo. I'm not sure if that's a little hint at what it may or may not be coming in a potential Multiverse of Madness Part 2. If he is conspicuous by his absence, I would say. But there we go. So, yeah, now we get on to the actual token shop, which is where a lot of people were thinking, oh, I get 10 tokens because I'm not spending any money. Well, those 10 tokens, let me tell you, you can see here, Snowflake headphones and the 4 light stick. The items that a lot of people have been struggling to get. I've had a lot of conversations with people who are trying their best to run Dimension Mission and Dispatch Mission at the highest possible level, thinking that if it's harder you might be rewarded with drops, or if it's lower it'll be easier to get drops. Well, if you are struggling and you aren't collecting enough, then 10 free tokens might just get you over the line, so that is pretty pog. And then the actual rewards that you get if you are spending money in game and you are getting the tokens are just as amazing as always. Your CTP selector, artifact selector, it's all great stuff. So in terms of spending money, even if you're a low VIP player, there is still something for everyone here. So even if you only want to spend a couple of dollars, you know, you just want to get your dip your toe in the water, as it were, you can get some tokens and 330 crystals for $3. It's going to be about £2.80 in pounds, probably about $3.50 in Canadian and euros. Or you have the slightly more expensive one there for $10. And you can see the boxes, this is not the greatest stuff. There's no premium cards, it's just 6-star cards, 5-star cards, good fodder, for building up your cards. So cosmic cube fragments would be nice, but essentially you're buying it for the tokens and the crystals. So it's really nice option to have there. If you're on the tighter budget, but you just want to get your tokens in, because you really want that premium character, and you're just short. So just something to bear in mind. If those 10 tokens aren't quite enough to get you over the line, when you're struggling on the last day, then maybe it's worth just getting those $3. So for the bigger spenders, for the whales out there, we have the anniversary packs. Now, I haven't bought one of the anniversary packs before, so I can't tell you how good the value is stacked up to previous years. Again, the bios is not really the main thing, it's all about the crystals. It's a shame that we're still seeing tier 2 materials in Chaos Nornstones and BAM. 20 million gold, 10 million gold, you'd have thought they'd have bumped those up. You can only buy the second package with the extra crystals once you've bought the first, so basically $200 for 25,000 crystals. It'd be nice if it was maybe EOD and Titan component packs, but that's just me. Or we have, for those who won't want to spend as much, you can get tokens and you can get crystals and bios. So if you don't want the chests, if you think, oh, I don't want to risk getting 5 or 6-star cards or just stuff that I don't want, you want something guaranteed, then maybe just get the bios. There we have the X-Men packs as well. Again, unfortunately, because there's still caps on the limits of materials, the materials aren't so great, and the choice of X-Men aren't so great. But if you are rushing to get something, again, you can see the tier 3 and the Transcended packages we've got there as well. So there is pretty much something for everyone, whatever your pay level. If you're only paying a small amount in the game, or you're paying a large amount in the game, there is something for everyone if you're going to be making any purchases at all. Then we have a tier 3 selector and a transcended selector. These are not to be confused with the free items that we're getting. These are a tier 3 selector that you can pay for, and a transcended selector that you can pay for to get a character straight to tier 3 or transcended status. Now, bearing in mind, it's only the native tier 1s, so you can't get the native tier 2 or tier 3 characters. So there is that, and it doesn't include Wong, so it's not completely up to date. You can see it goes as far as Kingpin, but it doesn't include the newest tier 3. So that might be something. And bearing in mind that we're getting a tier 3 selector for free, it just depends on how quickly you're wanting to build up your roster. And again, same with the transcended selector. You can see here, it's none of the premium characters. It's basically any of the characters that you'd be able to get through normal play anyway, but just obviously getting them quicker for the price. So, like I say, if that kind of thing is your bag, then by all means go ahead, grab it while you can. Essentially, a lot of these things are for people who just want to rush account or rush characters, and it's just something that's worth buying whilst you're getting the tokens for the token event, because obviously that's the main thing here. So you can see we've got Reforge packs, card packs, a lot of the usual stuff. I'm not going to get too into that. So yeah, so the main things really are the check-in events, which are free for everyone. We have the tokens from the token shop, which will give us 10 tokens for free. So as you can see here, I've been working through trying to get as many of the headphones as possible and the light sticks as possible from Dispatch mission and the mission. And as you can see, I've been combining them as I soon as I hit 75 I want to get the old Captain America power saver, because why not, it's free. And there has been some debate as to whether or not running low emissions, because it's cheaper energy, gets you more or less of a chance. I think it's RNG, and I think people who are saying it definitely does or doesn't, a lot of that is confirmation bias. They've seen it happen and therefore that means it definitely is working. Whereas for 10, 20 other people, it's definitely not working. So I don't believe that running at any particular level is going to be more or less beneficial to you for dimension mission, except for time save and energy save. But there's no guarantee that running at level 6 or level 15, whichever one you do, is going to mean that there's any better or worse drop rate for headphones from dimension mission. And the same goes with dispatch too. With dispatch, you could possibly say, oh look, I run the easy mission. You know, I can go to level 3 one and run this because it only takes me, 20, 30 seconds to clear. Great, cool, do that. And then if you're grinding up uniform XP as well, then you can also hit 2 birds with 1 stone. Or you could say, well no, I'll go to 8-1 or 10-1 or wherever, and I'll clear it, because there is a chance at the premium items as well. Yes, there is. And obviously with the dispatch missions, there's no difference in the cost of energy whether you're running 1-1 or 12-1. So bear that in mind as well. Okay, but that's everything. Hope you guys all enjoy the anniversary, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.